No, that's not what is in the script here, brother. So next week I go back to school, and I figured now would be a good time to review my first semester at the old UCT there. I think the best way to do this would be to split it up into two videos. So this video is going to focus on the academic side of my experience, and then another video will be focused on the non-academic side. So let us begin. I'm not one to shy away from the smoke, so this is what they look like.
You know, I'm something of a scientist myself.
But given my experience, I think my grades only tell like less than 0.03% of the story. It was a lot of pushing going on. I felt like at some point I would deliver a baby. Okay. It was frequent to see like my eyes twitching, or I would like freeze from the workload, things like that. At no stage did I ever feel up to date. It was always kind of balancing which courses you want to be at least 2 weeks behind on. To me, that was up to date. Case in point, there was a subject for me where the first time I saw the textbook was about 4 days before the first test.
Stop it. Get some help.
At that point, it had been like 4 or 5 weeks already into the semester. And it's not like it happened randomly. It's not like, oh my gosh, it just kind of crept up on me and the test came and I found myself in a place where I hadn't prepared or anything like that. I knew from week 1 that I'm studying for that test 4 days before. And that was the plan, because I knew I couldn't keep up with the contents in class. I couldn't keep up with the schedule required to be ready for a test like that frequently enough, you know? But we're here. There's no way to quantify how much graft just happened there. It was unreal. Like at some stage I just had assignments on assignments, and I was behind on assignments that were due before the assignments that I was behind on. If that doesn't make sense, that's exactly the situation I was in. Nothing made sense. It was just really just waking up and trying to not die. Intense, to say the least. Yeah, I guess at some stage I kind of put aside all the ambitious targets. I never really had any going into it. I just knew that I'll be satisfied if I just show up, you know? I get asked quite often, not quite often, maybe never, but like I get asked, no. I'm usually asked my methods and my preparations and study techniques. I don't know if I have a defined study technique. I know I'm just comfortable with my rhythm. I work to deadlines mostly. I don't know if there's a bigger motivating factor, but I kind of do have, I guess, habits. Like I don't pre-read as much as I should, or ever really. But I do attend all the lectures. One thing that is kind of interesting, or at least that has been pointed out to me as interesting, is that I never take notes in lectures or class. I never really noticed it before. It's always just been a habit of mine. But since we went back to in-person classes, it's kind of become apparent that I don't necessarily take notes. I just don't know what people are writing, you know? It's like, there's been days where I just go to class with like a pen. Because there's like, what am I gonna write? It's been described as I go to class to watch a concert or a podcast or some nonsense. But I do attend all the lectures, not so much for the academic content because I'm gonna go home and relearn it anyway, but more so for the banter in class. I feel like everything around academics, if you can get that in order, like for me the school is in a sense not easy, but the least difficult task. So yeah, sort out your life and then focus on school. Something I've noticed about UCT in particular is that the grading seems a little bit more lenient than I'm used to. At least in previous years, like if your gaps in understanding were apparent, you would be graded downwards for that, heavily so. But here, it seems like they're willing to pick up where you left off, you know? Just have to give them something to work with. Maybe it's the same in all varsities and I just haven't noticed. You know, when you're an achiever, like you don't really care about these things. I dare you to leave that in. Okay, but the bottom line here, folks, is that I was just swimming, you know, and just trying not to drown. The workload is not something that really surprised me, but it's definitely something that was unrelenting. Like every day you would have to wake up. If you felt like you were chipping away at it and you were getting closer to where you wanted to be, they just come with another truckload. It was just over. It was just over. And then you lose like energy and you just get tired and fatigued. There was just no breaks. Like from the start of January all the way to the end of the semester, I feel like I really had at most a day, 2 days at a time off, and those were like in short supply. So you really had to be comfortable being in your own space, for one, because that's where you would be most of the time working, and just understanding yourself, understanding your rhythm in terms of when you most productive and when you're not, and really emphasizing giving yourself that time off when you're not really feeling productive, because it compounds very fast. You can quickly become discouraged and just stop submitting. I don't know, as corny as it sounds, perseverance was really big. Come hell or high water, we're gonna make it. So yeah, that kind of covers my experience in semester 1 from the academics point of view. Tune in next time, I guess, for the environment or cultural side of everything. But that brings us to the end. So thanks as always for watching these videos and tuning in. Please be sure to share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I shall see you next time. Peace, everybody.